Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to show you certification rules. In certification, first of all, we have very limited coding customization in certification, but still there are two rules which are widely used, right? The one is certification exclusion. Okay, so when we are launching a certification campaign, right? So we define some filter, let's say all manager, all user from location, etc. Right? But still, we don't want to rent for all, right? Some user we want to remove, we want to exclude from the campaign, right? And this is requirement is applicable everywhere, right? In every orange, right? So for that reason, we write one rule. That rule is called exclusion rule. With the help of that rule, we exclude the user. Example, I'm going to create a certification for a specific user. Let's say manager equals to Barbara Wilson or James Smith. So these are the four users who reports to James Smith. Let's see their access application. Like all four has a LDAP account, right? Let me add more filters here. First name, email, display name. Let me add more. Job title.
Rahul, are you shared your screen? Permit showing its whiteboard.
Yeah, I'm sharing my screen, right?
No, permits like whiteboard only.
Is it visible to all, right?
Yeah,
I can see.
Something wrong with you? I can
Okay,
stop
let
sharing.
now it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So this is my data basically, right? So here I have a user, right? Four user who reports to James Smith, right? So their access will be reviewed by James Smith, right? Their name is coming, first name, last name, each joiner triggered, etc. All these attributes are coming here, right? Now, one more thing is basically, yeah, let's say Mary Johnson. Mary Johnson region I'll modify here. Go to VM data, chart data of employee. Mary Johnson region is, let's say, I'll change this region to some other region, right? Europe. Okay. Let's run the HR aggregation setup task. HR aggregation. HR aggregation complete. Let's search here. Again, refine search, click on run search. So you see, now there's a differentiator here, right? Region. So there are the four employees who reports to James Smith, right? Three belongs to America region, one belongs to Europe. What we need to do, James Smith is going to review all employees access who reports to James Smith and who belongs to America region, right? Other than this region, James Smith is not going to review the access, right? So we need to exclude all user where region equals to non-America, or you can say region equals to America. We need to exclude those users from the campaign. Then if you go here, certification, new certification, manager certification campaign. Let's give here name here test one recipient James Smith. Run now. Include application. I'll tap counts only stage. The basic test one is launched. How many card accounts are included for 52? 1 second. Why it is coming like this? Oh, I see. The option I okay. One option I need to select. Okay, let's ignore this. Let me create a one more campaign test two, and I forgot to remove this option. Let this notification. Yeah, and again I forgot one more thing. Schedule now. So this is my test two. Yeah. So you see, James Smith is going to review four access, all four. Right. I want to remove this one, exclude Mary Johnson based on logic. If region is not matching America, exclude that. So this Mary Johnson should be excluded from this. So how can we exclude this user? Right. There's no option here we can control, right? So this need to be handled only through the code. What we are going to do, we are going to write exclusion rule here. Use certification as a template, give a new name 3. Everything default as it is, and the advanced tab, we have this exclusion rule, right? Click on this. Here we can write the exclusion rule, right? Now in this rule, we have few attributes which we can use, right? So which user access are going to be reviewed, right? That information we get here from items. So what is item? A list. A list contains certifiable items, means the item which is going to be included in the campaign. So this is a list. We have another list which is blank. Anything which we need to remove, exclude, we have to remove from this list and move inside this. So you can consider it like this. We have two box, items and item to exclude. Right? In one box, we have those items which are going to be included in the campaign, and other box is empty. So anything which we have to exclude, we have to remove from this box and we have to put inside the another box. But based on what? The criteria, right? The criteria we need to write here. So first thing is I can create this list. Just give me one minute. Okay. Now other one is what? Item to exclude. Okay. So we have this two list. Okay. Now what else? How we'll check the user? So we have this entity here. Entity. This is a type. Okay. The abstract certifiable entity that is part of the certification. Currently, this is either an identity manager attribute or bundle. So it can be an identity also. It can be in bundle also. It can be manager attribute. Okay. So let's convert this. So we are assuming this is identity. So we need to convert if not equal to null. Then what we need to do? identity equals to test. Now it will ask you that I cannot convert this. So typecast this. And I cannot convert this. So typecast this. Typecast to identity. Now this ID again we can check if it equals to null. Okay. Then what we need to do, id dot get attribute. Which attribute? Region. String. Again typecasting. Region attribute I'll pass it here. If against if region is not equal to null and region is not equals to blank, then what we need to do? Same time we can do this. And region is not region dot ignore case Americas. Not. It is not equal to Americas. Then we need to do exclusion. In this case, if region value equals to, where is that? And what is the actual attribute of the region that we can copy from the uh, global setting, identity mapping? It is region, identity region, reuse region, right? So user region is the actual attribute, right? If this condition match, then we need to do exclusion. Else, no exclusion required. Okay. So entity is basically a object which we are converting to identity. If identity is not null, identity dot get attribute, get attribute to user region. So we are getting this attribute here. If this is not null, not blank, and is not equal to America, that means we need to exclude. Okay, it should be other way around. Let me see. Yeah, it should be like this, right? If equals to null or equals to blank, okay, or not equals to, no, it will be other way around. Okay, what we need to do is, let me remove this. Okay, we need to, so James Smith is only going to do review for all users who belongs to America region. So if the value is also null or blank, then also we need to exclude. Same time, if value is not null, region is not equals to null, and region is not equals to blank, and region, sorry, and region dot equal ignore case, this region attribute not. If it's not, in that case also we need to do exclusion. Okay, what actual code we need to write for the exclusion? So we have two lists, right? This is items which contains the item which is going to be part of, which is going to be included in your campaign. The other list is blank. Anything which we need to remove, we need to move out from this list and we need to put inside this list. So what we need to do is item to exclude, also add all, whatever is present inside the items, and remove the stuff from the items. So items dot clear. This two line we need to use basically. So this two line is the main logic. Rest all is your total condition, your logic. Same will use here. Copy this complete code. Go to Notepad, paste here. Last two bracket remove and remove this public static void main stuff. Rule is ready. Okay. If you want to add loggers also you can add. Okay. And yeah, region attribute we can print. Right. We can print the list also, right? The list we are getting initially. Items. Yes. And items to exclude. Okay. Same list I'll print at the end of this code. Copy this and we'll go to certification. Region rule. Add this here. Give a name. Launch the certification. The certification campaign is 3. Till 4 item coming. That means rule is not triggered. What happens? So let's see the code. The rule executes something issue with the logic. Exclusion rule started. Items list. Region is coming Americas. Okay, so I think exclude what happened. Let should be. So if region value is null or blank, exclude. Region value is not null, so it will directly come here. Region equals to not equals to null and not equals to blank and not equals to Americas. This is also not correct. Americas this. Yeah, now this is correct. Okay, let me copy this and let me update this in the rule. So what we are going to do, we are not going to use this. This certification is in the staging period. Let's review the new, set up a new one. 4, run now. Rest all same. This condition I'll update here. Save this. Yep, now it worked. You see it's showing 3 items. So one is excluded, right? You see here on the top also exclusion 1. Which one is excluded? Mary Johnson. Because Mary Johnson region is not America. So that's why it's excluded. Now let's see the code. Okay. This is for the first user, right? Items contains item to exclude is blank. Username is what? Right? DR key. Okay. Region is Americas. So no exclusion. Nothing. So if you see item value still as it is same. Item to exclude is blank. Now exclusion rule started again. This time for John Williams. Same. If you see for Mary Johnson, items contains this. Item to exclude initially is blank. ID is Mary Johnson. Region is Europe. Right. So if you see items, what we are returning items blank because this content we have removed from the items list and we have added inside the item to exclude. So this is how exclusion works. Any question, doubt here, anyone?
Like sometimes, like apart from this region wise, some of the people where we need to exclude as per hierarchy level. In that case, how we will write code?
It's a Java, right? Anything you can build
Okay.
here, right? Let's say for this person, up to three level hierarchy, you have to exclude.
Yes.
Okay. So you have to write a logic. Okay, ID dot get manager, right? That person name from that managers again ID dot get manager. You have to get those values, right? And here, example, tell me the exact criteria. What is the
Yeah,
criteria for
yeah.
that?
Usually we have that every organization have that some of that hierarchy where we are not triggering certification like in AVP and onwards.
Mhm.
So in that case, how we will do that?
Yeah, tell me the criteria. Based on that only, so there are multiple way to exclude VPs, right? But tell me
Uh,
like how you want to implement. Like what is your from the data perspective? What is the criteria? So I can write the logic here. I can show you.
okay. So if that like it's above like AVP or corporate vice president, so anything it's like above.
Mhm. So what we
So
can do, right? So they must have a job title or designation or rank something, right?
okay,
Instead
okay,
of that, you can get this user region. Let's say job title, right? And you can write a condition. If job title match with or condition, senior VP, vice president, right? Or C, etc. Do the
mm,
exclusion.
okay,
Simple, right?
okay, okay. Got it, got it.
So, Rahul, can we exclude a group, work group from here?
Yeah, we can. Group means the entitlement basically, right?
Work group.
Work group.
Yeah, if something like important people are there in that work group, we wanted to exclude those group users.
Exclude
Uh,
work group. We don't
uh,
review work groups.
no, I mean to say, if I'm doing the certificate campaign
Mhm.
and I have an administrators group, work group in SailPoint.
Mhm.
So, if I wanted to remove all these users from this certification, so we can do that here.
Yeah, definitely, right? So id.get, okay, I forgot what is that API. We have to get the work group name, right? For example, if you are part of one work group, administrator, right? So those administrator we need to exclude here, right? So see how to get work group. That is the use case we are saying, right?
Yes, Rahul, correct.
So this will give me the work groups. Okay. If this dot get, sorry, for loop, it will be a for loop. Okay. For so every work group, if dot get name dot equals, let's say administrator. Okay, we want to exclude those users who are administrator, who has a administrator work group. So you can use this code. See, you have an IND object, right? You can do anything.
So, what is that line now? Rahul, like uh, get what groups of that user you will get,
Yeah, that will
and
bring the all work groups. So one IND can be part of multiple work groups, right? So it will give you
yes,
return. It will return you list work groups, list
yes.
of work
The
groups.
next line, it should be a work groups, right? Not the identities. Is it?
Which one? This
For
one.
yeah.
So work groups are stored as identity object only in SailPoint. There is
Oh,
nothing called work group objects. Work group is just a virtual term.
oh, okay. So if I have to export this work group, so we have to export something like identity or some.
No, no, no. So if you go to debug page, right? Go to debug page. If you see the workbooks, this is the work group, right? Finance owner. But if you see, it's an identity object, not a work group.
Oh,
So that's why when I'm doing, if you see this, right? I need to
yes,
get work groups.
yes,
You see, list of identity because work groups are
yes.
nothing but identity object.
Okay. Yeah. I think this is the code we can use to exclude the users from this group.
Yep. Anything
Got
you
it.
can do, any requirement you can achieve. You have to just see how you get load the data, right? You do comparison, etc. And this is going to be your main logic. So this is like just a one more scenario covered here, right? So this can be changed, right? And you will see it will always change, right? It can be same also, but it will change mostly in your project. So you should know how to load the data, how to add condition, for loop, if condition, all this. Any question here, anyone? All right. Same way we have another rule that is called delegation, right? So we want to delegate the responsibility, right? In this exclusion rule, we are excluding the user from the campaign, right? Other one is delegation. Okay. So in the other one, we can exclude. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to so in this one, we're excluding the user from the campaign, right? But who are going to review this access? The manager, right? Let's say manager is not available, right? Manager want to delegate this to some other user, right? So in that case, we can use a pre-delegation rule also. Okay, with the help of that, what is going to be happen? Access will be reviewed by some other person instead of James Smith, right? So this is James Smith, right? Let's say if a person belongs to this executive management department, we need to do pre-delegation. Okay, we just need this context. Okay, now let's see this pre-delegation rule. Let's go to our certification. The certification as a template, advanced, and here if you see you have this pre-delegation rule, right? And Here, what arguments we have? We have entity. Okay, certification entity. So this entity is the type of this entity is different. Equals to entity. From this identity, we can directly get identity dot get identity object. So what is saying? The SailPoint dot object dot certification entity to possibly pre-delegate. This is the user. Okay. Get identity. So it will give you string name. Okay. What you need to do if not equal to null and not equals to blank, then context dot get object by name. Which type of object? Identity object name. This will return us identity. The certifier basically. Now, if the certifier is also not null, and certifier dot get attribute, what is that? Department equals to executive management dot equals. Okay, let's do it separately. Don't do it here. Certifier dot get attribute department. If department not equals to null and not equals to blank is not required. If department equals to executive management. Okay, so this is our condition. What we are doing, we are loading the department of the certifier, department not null, and department equals to executive management. What we need to do? We need to do pre-delegate. For pre-delegate, what we need to do? So this is till now, this is just a condition based on the data. Okay, but what exactly we need to do in order to pre-delegate? Go to this rule and see. This rule says that we need to return a map. So we need to create a map here. Map equals to new hash map. Okay, now map dot put attribute and the value. Okay, which attribute? Recipient name. The INT that should be certify recipient name. This recipient name here, right? So recipient name, like who should delegate, who should be the new certifier basically. Do we need to pass any additional description? Option description. Comments also we can do. Okay. So who should be the new certifier? Let's say This person manager will be the certifier or like that, or any specific hard coded name, right? So you can do anything. Example, let's say do this one, Albert Woods. Copy this name. Okay, James. Okay. Uh, Complete manager access review and comments. Okay, do review on behalf of uh, what is certified name, right? Certified dot get name. Okay, and return this map dot return. That's it. Copy this complete code. Remove last two bracket. Remove this public static stuff. Copy this and go to your rule. Add a code here. Certification pre-delegation example. Save this. What is the name? Let's make it 5. Not sure. Run now. 5 is running. Okay. Let's see code executed or not. Yep. Rule started, rule finished. What exactly we are doing? Delegation. Click on this. Okay, rule is not triggered. Something is wrong. I mean, rule triggered, but it didn't work because what will happen? It will show here delegation. So it's not showing that. That means rule is not triggered. So now how can we troubleshoot? We have already just starting and ending log, right? We need to add more loggers here. Okay, example this. Okay, one more thing. The attribute department. Is it exactly department or is something I use a different name? So department actually, this is same. Okay, then this message. Okay, what else? Okay, let's go to same certification. Yes. 6. Run now. We'll update this, not this one, the other one. Oh, I think I did something wrong here. Okay, that's fine. This is the one, right? So this code we need to update here. Save this, schedule this. Test 6 loggers, regional operation, regional operation, regional operation, regional operation. Oh, I see the problem. This is not the certifier. Okay, the entity is the person whose access is going to be reviewed. Okay, from this entity we need to load the manager. This is the issue. This is not certifier. This is the identity. Okay, what we need to do? Identity.get manager. Right, that is a certifier because we are running a manager campaign. Let me update this two line. We can update through debug also. Debug rule, pre-delegation rule, and this is the one we need to update. And next to get object by name, this is the identity, and from this identity, load the manager. Save this. Let's run this campaign again. Use certification as a template. 7. Run now. And what else? The pre-delegation rule is selected. Schedule this. This is the output. If condition match. Okay. Department for this James Smith coming as executive management if condition match. Now it will this delegation happen. Open this James Smith. You see, delegated. Delegate to whom? History. Delegate to Albert Woods. Okay, let's activate this campaign. So now Albert Woods will get one access review work item. This is delegation. Who is the owner? Albert Woods. So when Albert Woods will view this, Albert Woods will see this description, complete manager access review. This is the one. Comments. Comment from James Smith on this date. Do access review on behalf of James Smith. So this is how we can do pre-delegation with the help of code. Any question here, anyone?
Can you please explain one more time the code, Rahul?
So what we are doing, so from entity is giving us the name of the entity whose access is going to be reviewed, right? From this person, we are loading the user from SailPoint database. This is a name of a user, okay, whose access is going to be reviewed, okay. So we are loading this user object, complete in object. From this object, we are loading the manager certifier. Who is the certifier? Because we are running a manager certification. If certifier is not null, from certifier we are loading the manager. And if manager equals to executive management, we need to delegate, right? If the manager department is something different, right? In that case, delegation will not trigger. It will only trigger if the certifier manager, sorry, INT is manager. Basically, the certifier, the department is executive management. Only in that case, this will trigger. What exactly will happen? If this condition match, what we are doing, we are creating a map equal to new hash map. Okay. Inside map, we are putting all this information and we are returning this map object. With the help of map object, if you are giving the right information in the map, SailPoint will do the pre-delegation, in which recipient name is the mandatory one, Albert Woods.
Okay, Rahul, thank you.
Rahul, so from that rule, pre-delegation rule, can't we get it directly the
Can't be
certifier
what?
or something who can't we get the exact certifier who is going to certify that certification for that?
No, no.
You
I mean, it is possible, right? You need to explore all this current argument. What data is available? There are other objects also. So,
no,
okay.
I got it. So we are directly asking get manager, right? Instead of
Mhm.
that, in that rule, is there any option to get the certifier for particular object that we are certifying?
Yeah, this is what I'm telling you, right? This is your rule. These are the objects, right? We are referring the entity. Okay. We have certification object. We have certification context, right? So we need to explore this object. Can we get some more information from this, right? So for every certification, what we launch is SailPoint create one certification object in the backend also. Example, the one which is just created here. Let me show you. This is the one 954, right? So when you see this certification, this one, this is this object. From this object also, whatever data is available here in this example, right? You can access it, right? So it
Yeah.
depends. So I'm not explored much, so I'm not
Okay.
aware
Okay.
of the other option. But based on requirement, what we generally we do, we print all these objects, right? What is the object? let's say certification object. Let's say I need that some date or exclusion, some certification reminder setting information. Based on that I need to do something, right? So whatever is available here, based on that only I can do. So let's say certification is available. So you can simply go here certification and see, okay, what data is available here. Because whatever is there in the form of XML, that can be accessible through the API. Okay,
Yes, Rahul, got it.
example here.
We need to
So
just little bit
certification,
explore about the.
you can get the certifier. You see, certification dot get certifier. You will get the name of certifier.
Sure, Rahul, got it.
Certification dot get certifier.
I think there is a
Certifiers
get
defined.
certifiers list,
What it will do? Get certifiers.
list it will.
Okay. So you have to use the exact attribute. So like sometimes people ask, right? Okay, how you understand this code, or how, do you refer the documentation? No need. Just see the object. This is the object. Open this object in the XML. Whatever data is here, there must be API there in the documentation which is designed to get this data. So whatever you see here, you have to just try to explore the API. I just did certification.get object. But if some data is not here, you cannot do anything in that case.
Yes, Rahul, thanks. I got it.
In real time, how complex this rule will be, Rahul? I mean, like based on the data, like how much complexity this one?
See, it depends, right? Project to project, organization to organization, right? So, but the main thing is basically your approach to understand how rule works, right? What arguments are available, how to use, what you need to return. That is very important. As I mentioned, earlier also, there are around 180 rules in SailPoint. All you cannot learn, right? Maximum I explore 25, 30 maximum. 30 is like highest number. More than 30 rules, I don't know, right? So all this you cannot explore. Now, in every rule, there are different scenario also, right? It's not like, okay, I'm using the build map rule, so this is the only thing you can do with the help of build map rule. No, there are other things also you can achieve, right? So based on that, if you know the approach, okay, how these things work, right? How rule execute, right? So you can easily write complex condition also, right? Core logic is not going to be changed, right? What we do in the exclusion, right? It is possible that you have lot of condition. Okay, if manager belongs to this department, then also check the job code. If job code is this, then check this. Those condition can be added. Ultimately, you might need to write one more, one complex if else kind of logic, right? Ultimately, the final code is what? If this condition match, we have to use that particular code to do the pre-delegation.
Yes, Rahul. Obviously, we'll get some time for the development, right? So we can explore while developing and we can
Yeah. So
standardize the
that is
code.
basically right. That you will see, right? When you handle one requirement, right, you need to build a logic, right? It is possible that, okay, what you learn from training, same use case you are facing in the project, so it is easy for you. Or if you are facing a new issue, so that will be learning for you, right? So based on that only you will see. And the simple thing is how to become
That
comfortable. The more you work on this, you will become comfortable.
I completely agree with you, Rahul. I just normally just we're asking like how complex this rule will be, because in the
No,
training.
generally not much, man. See, all the rules are simple, right? If you go to a project and if you have project access, right, you click on the drop down, you will see all the rules developed. Let's for example, 10 different predilection rule developed. You can open every rule and you will not see more than 50 lines. You will never see in all these rules. It's very rare.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
And also, Rahul, we have a reference for all these rules in debug, right? For like example, for LCM
Sample,
provisioning,
yeah.
we have. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, sample one,
The
na.
sample we have, and using those variables, we can develop our own customized rule or any plan, right? So that is very helpful, I feel.
See, those variable which are there in the rule, right? Same is on the your UI user interface.
Mhm.
Okay, argument is not changing. It just SailPoint has given some sample code. So you get clarity how you need to write a rule. For example, there is a rule called identity selector. The purpose of that rule is to select the identity. Okay. So now what arguments are available? How you select? Do you need to create a map? You need to return the identity name, or you need to return the identity object, or can you return the list, right? So that clarity you will get from the sample rule.
Right, like how we used the provisioning plan in Joiner with
Correct.
the help of LCM provisioning. So,
Correct. And one more thing, right? There are a lot of use cases for your build map rule and your exclusion rule, right? Like the common example I'm telling you, right? There, like if I say 50% rule sample, right, will fulfill your project requirement also. Whatever requirement you are going to see, right? Sample rules will going to work.
also, Rahul, can you please give the reference of, not reference or the rule names? Can you give the 30 most used rules you're saying, right?
30 most I have covered in my total experience.
Okay.
Okay, the one which mostly use are already in your content, in your
Mhm.
course content. 30, 35 till now maximum I used in training, in project, in freelancing, in my own personal exam preparation, etc. This is like 30, 35 maximum I used.
Mhm. So all these rules we have already a reference in debug. You see, right?
So for all 170, 180 rules you have reference. Okay, what I'm
Mhm.
telling you, okay, they have prepared the guide, right? That you can go there and you can learn it. But what I'm trying to say is you should not target more than 10 rules. That is for sure. Just
Mhm.
pick 5 rules initially, build some use cases on that, try to understand those 5 rules, become comfortable with those rules, then pick another 5. 10 should be more than enough because no one is going to ask more question on the rules. They are going to be definitely they going to ask question on the rules. But again, it is totally depend on you, right? Okay, I have done this part, okay, certification end to end in my last project. So they are going to ask exclusion rule. Tell me what is exclusion rule. If you say I have done the application onboarding, they'll ask application onboarding rule. You will say I have developed role management, I have done this. Accordingly they will ask, right? So just pick some use cases which are frequently used, which is applicable to all projects. Example, application onboarding you will be doing in all projects. Okay, and application onboarding is actually what we do in all projects because rest all is like one time activity. HR is one time, installation is one time, right?
Mhm.
Application onboarding is like ongoing process, right? You have 300, 400 applications for next 2, 3 years that keep onboarding those applications, right? And the workflow changes, etc. So now for 300 applications, you will be writing different rules, right? So you should know how build map rule work, right? How customization rule work, how before provisioning rule work. You understand the sample one, right? Because sample one is the easiest one, simple one, and that is descriptive also. So you understand how it is working. Now try to add more use cases, more condition on that rule, right? That will give you complete clarity. If you are able to do it for 5 to 10 rules, you can work on any random rules
Mhm.
in SailPoint
Okay.
because you cannot learn all these rules. That is for sure, and that is not required actually. When you refer id.get attribute, get first name, get email, get work groups. Do you need to remember all this stuff? No, it is totally unnecessary. Today you are working on SailPoint, the organization asks you to move into SailPoint. Okay, you have a project in SailPoint, you need to work for next 1 year in the SailPoint. Right? Are you going to learn every single API for SailPoint? No. But you know how to use API, how to call methods, how to write condition, how to write loops, how to troubleshoot. Okay, so that is more important. So the thing is, you take few example only, become comfortable, then only increase the level.
Okay, Rahul.
Okay. Any other question, guys?
Will you cover sign off rule today, or will we end of that call, Rahul?
Yeah, we'll do it in next session.
Okay.
All right, guys. We'll continue next session. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Raj.
Thank you.